here at the NHAA 2023 Naturopathic Symposium. With us right here is Associate Professor Matthew Leach. Now, I would really love to know a little bit about what you do. I know that you head up things at the National Centre for Naturopathic Medicine. What do you do there exactly?
Well, I guess the centre, we kind of have what we call three pillars: advocacy, research, education. And they're all really designed to try and grow and support and strengthen naturopathic medicine in Australia. So advocacy is about trying to build relationships, build connections, look for funding, build partnerships as well. Research is about generating evidence and providing evidence into practice. And education is about supporting the next generation of naturopaths, but also about supporting the existing naturopathic workforce as well. So.
Sounds like you guys are very busy. There are three very chunky pillars there. But let's talk about if I was looking to study further or if I wanted to become a naturopath, what's the point of difference with the courses at the centre?
Well, I guess the thing with our course is that what we kind of, from the very, very get-go of designing the course is about not just thinking about what we want to generate for the workforce now, but where we like to be as a profession moving forward in the next 10 years. Do we see ourselves continuing practicing silos, or do we actually want to be working in healthcare teams? And if we're working in healthcare teams, how do we support our workforce to work in those teams? So providing the skills of how do we collaborate together, how do we communicate together, speak the same language. So a big part of our program is not just about I guess, the tools of the trade, but also applying that in a concept-based collaborative sense, in an integrative sense. So how do I practice those skills with a healthcare team, with the patient being at the very centre?
Okay, so I don't know of any other centre that's doing that kind of angle on the education side of things.
No, that's right. I think the big point of difference as well is many other, I guess, institutions that talk about training naturopaths is often about preparing them for private practice. And they do that pretty well. I think that's fine. And we do that as well. But again, it's about how do we prepare our workforce in different workforce contexts. Because I think being a naturopath can be challenging, setting up a business, but naturopaths actually have significant value add to the healthcare team and to patient outcomes. So many of our placements actually go beyond private practice into things like acute care, specialised areas, aged care, rural remote settings. So actually naturopaths having a presence and a visibility and impact in those very different settings.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating because it means that naturopathic medicine will be rolled out in bigger contexts in public health sphere.
Absolutely. I think part of it's not just about preparing that workforce to go in there, but I guess part of that advocacy element of our centre is also changing the culture. So if we get naturopath students working in those settings, which are very conservative, but often don't tend to work, we start changing the narrative from those professions actually we can see the value of naturopaths. We see that they're filling a gap that we can't fulfil. They can actually work with us together to improve patient outcomes.
Yeah, I love that because it's always about what's best for the patient. Now, tell me a little bit about the research. There's a lot of research coming out. We've spoken to a number of your PhD students and researchers today. I've had some fascinating conversations. But tell me a little bit about the research side of things.
So yeah, that's a really big arm of our centre, and we do a whole range of research, not just around natural products, but around health services, and looking at new models of care. And that's going to be very closely aligned with our education programs. How do we look at models of care where naturopaths can actually be part of delivering best practice care? So we do things like designing models of care around back pain, and we're doing trials looking at meditation's role in domestic violence survivors, the impacts of floods and where naturopaths potentially fit into that conversation. Obviously a whole range of things like herbs and Chinese medicines for different conditions as well. We've done previous work looking at essential oils for dementia. So it's really, really diverse. I think because we have such a diverse research team with diverse expertise in clinical trials, survey research, mixed method research, that has, I guess, opportunity for us as a centre to look at really diverse research, particularly that has impact. Not just doing research for the sake of research, but actually what's our end goal about improving patient outcomes and how can we achieve that through our research.
So that whole field of translational research.
Absolutely, and that's pretty much my area of expertise is around implementation science, that any research I do, the end goal is about how do I make sure that has an impact, whether it be about policy impact or changes to practice or changes to patient outcomes. make sure that's actually at the very forefront of our research, not an afterthought at the end, but actually as we design this research, how can we make sure it is actually going to impact practice? And often it's about, well, let's bring patients to that conversation very early. Let's bring clinicians to that conversation to make sure that it is applicable and relevant to their practice.
Incredible. Well, it's an inspiring place, the National Centre for Naturopathic Medicine. Where can people find out more about the centre?
Well, they can contact us either our email, which will be on the bottom of the screen, or they can contact us at our Southern Cross University website.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today. For more information, head to the centre's website and enjoy the rest of your day.